The night the truth came out, the rain fell harder than it had all year. I remember standing by the window for what felt like hours, watching the raindrops race down the glass while my wife's words echoed endlessly in my head. Her voice had been soft, trembling. "My heart got confused, Daniel," she whispered. "I never meant to hurt you." That was the night my 10-year marriage finally cracked. Not from shouting, not even from the betrayal itself, but from the way she looked so small, so broken. As she confessed, her name was Laura Mitchell, my high school sweetheart, the girl who once knew every secret corner of my heart. Together, we had built a calm, steady life in Seattle. I ran a small construction business. She taught art at the middle school down the street. We weren't perfect, but we were steady, or so I believed, right up until the afternoon I saw the message on her phone that changed everything. It was short, ordinary, yet it tore through me. "Last night was amazing. I can't stop thinking about you." The name above the text made my stomach twist. Eric Carter. He was one of the parents from her school, a married man with 2 kids. I didn't shout, didn't accuse. I just sat there motionless, my hands shaking as I stared at the words. Sometimes silence wounds deeper than anger ever could. When Laura came home that evening and saw her phone in my hand, her face drained of color. She didn't even try to lie. What followed were tears, apologies, explanations, the desperate kind of words people use when they realize they've shattered something beautiful. I listened, but I couldn't find any words to offer in return. She said it was over. She said she regretted it. But forgiveness isn't a switch you can flip. It's a wound that keeps bleeding even when you think it's healing. For weeks, I lived inside a fog. Work, home, sleep, repeat. Every time she tried to speak to me, I could almost see that text between us. A ghost that refused to fade. Then one afternoon, my phone rang. The number was unfamiliar. I answered, and a woman's calm but icy voice came through. "Is this Daniel Mitchell?" she asked. "Yes," I said slowly. "I'm Sarah Carter," she replied. "Eric's wife. I think we need to talk." "To talk," she said, and those words lingered long after the call ended. We met at a quiet cafe on a rainy Thursday afternoon. Sarah was nothing like I had imagined. She wore her soft brown hair tied in a loose ponytail, and though her eyes carried the weight of too many tears, there was a quiet strength in her posture that made me unconsciously sit a little straighter. "I'm sorry," she said before I could even open my mouth. "I know this isn't easy," I nodded, managing a weak smile. "I guess we're both living in the same storm." We talked for hours. Not about revenge, not about anger, but about what came next. She told me about her 2 children, ages 7 and 9, and how she was staying for their sake, at least for now. "I don't know what hurts more," she admitted softly, "that he cheated, or that he looked me in the eye and acted like everything was fine." I understood that too well. At one point, she asked, "Do you ever feel invisible now? Like your whole life stopped, but the world just kept going?" I gave a sad smile. "Every day," I said quietly. We kept talking until the cafe lights dimmed for closing. When we finally stood to leave, she hesitated, then asked something unexpected. "Would you like to get dinner sometime? As friends, I mean." I could really use someone who understands. I paused, unsure for a moment. It wasn't about moving on or seeking comfort. It was about learning how to breathe again. "Yeah," I said. "I'd like that." Our first dinner wasn't a date. It was 2 broken souls trying to find a little meaning in the ruins of what was once love. We met at a small Italian restaurant downtown, the kind where soft jazz hums through the speakers and candles flicker between half-empty wine glasses. We talked about everything except our marriages, our childhoods, favorite movies, even the pieces we missed from the people who'd hurt us. At one point, Sarah laughed, a real, unguarded laugh that caught me off guard. She wiped a tear from the corner of her eye and said, "I haven't done that in weeks." I smiled back. "Then I guess we're doing something right." That dinner became the start of something that wasn't love, at least not yet. "Do you think we'll ever be okay again?" she asked, her voice trembling just enough to expose the effort it took to stay composed. The porch light cast a soft amber glow across her face, and for the first time in months I didn't see the woman who had broken me. I saw the woman I had once imagined spending forever with. I didn't respond right away. The steam from the tea drifted between us like a delicate bridge, warm, fragile, and uncertain. "I don't know," I said at last. "But maybe we're learning how to be honest again. Maybe that's something." Laura nodded slowly, a faint, weary smile pulling at the corners of her lips. "I miss us, Daniel," she whispered. "I miss us too," I admitted. "But maybe we're not meant to go back. Maybe we're supposed to build something new from what's left." She held my gaze for a long, quiet moment, then reached out and brushed her fingers against mine. There was no promise in that touch, no sudden rush of hope, just a fragile understanding that some things can heal, even if they'll never return to what they once were. That night, as she sat beside me sipping her tea beneath the soft shimmer of rainlight, I finally understood that healing doesn't always mean forgetting or even returning. Sometimes it simply means learning to live gently with the pieces that remain. And for the first time since that night of confession, I felt the weight in my chest begin to lift. "Will we ever find that too?" she asked softly, her eyes searching mine for something. Hope, maybe, or just truth. I thought about it for a long moment before answering. "I think we're finding it," I said quietly. "One honest day at a time." The rain began to fall again, gentle and steady, tapping against the porch roof like an old, familiar song. In that sound, I realized something. Life doesn't always hand you happy endings. What it gives instead are second chances. Not always with the same people, but sometimes with yourself. And sometimes the date you'll never forget isn't about love or romance at all. It's about the moment you finally remember how to live again.